Thank you, judges, and thank you, opposing team. My name is Alex Rueger, and today I will be debating the affirmative side of the topic that the U.S. government ought to pay reparations to African Americans. Before I begin, I would just like to define some key terms located in the topic. First, I would like to define the word pay, which means to give or bestow respect on someone. The second term that I would like to define are reparations, which are monetary awards to people who have personally or whose ancestors have been wronged or targeted. They are awarded as compensation for previous wrongs done to a population. The claim for reparation is not against white Americans or even individual Americans. It is a claim against the American government and society, which has continued from the time of slavery. As all members of society share in society benefits, they also must share in the burdens in the form of taxation. Through slavery, African Americans were terribly wronged, and modern blacks were robbed of their inheritance. Further, blacks face racism every day. They deserve to be compensated. My first contention that I would like to go into is that it would serve as an act of retributive justice. When a party under a social contract commits a crime, they ought to be punished for that crime. The government is no exception. They have committed moral crimes against African Americans. With 250 years of slavery, then 90 years of Jim Crow laws, followed by 60 years of separate but equal, and then 35 years of racist housing policy. Until we recon with our compounding moral debts, America will never be whole, and therefore they should pay damage to the African Americans. It is a proper course of retributive justice. The second contention that I would like to discuss is it is an act of utilitarianism. Reparations need to not only be in the form of cash payment. If done properly, they could help alleviate poverty conditions in many urban African American communities. This would contribute to the alleviation numbers of social ills faced by these communities and may have the most utilitarian approach to take. The last contention that I would like to go over is payback for all the hours of unpaid labor performed by these slaves. Just think for a minute, the jobs that you do every single day today. Imagine going in from sun up to sundown, working and working and working, and never getting paid, never seeing a paycheck, never seeing anything, any justice done to the amount of work that you've been doing. Had those men and women been paid for their work, the generation's compounding effects may have resulted in a much better status quo for the African American citizens. Did you know that 58% of black students do not graduate college, and 70% of college students drop out because of finances? If their ancestors were given the amount of money that they deserved, generations and generations and generations down the line to where we are today would not be in the conditions that they are in now. They would be able to go to college and not have to stress about these finances. These retributions not only help give them back what they deserve, but they also help their generations and generations to come to overcome this such tragic time that they've once faced. Like I said in the beginning, this is an act of injustice, and the government is responsible for correcting what they have done wrong. Thank you.